Okay. Turn down the quality on the output, and I hope that works, because until it does, I'm just going to... Hey man, what's up? Donut dog drums. I like that. Is it like donuts and hot dogs? Donut on a hot dog? Or a bun made of donuts on a hot dog? Okay, I think we're good now. I think my output needed to be lowered. I think I was just too much for my computer. Yeah, I think this was just too much for YouTube to handle. I didn't downscale it that much. It went down a little bit, but not a whole lot. Like I did it just enough. I probably need a better computer. A more up-to-date computer. Mine's about 3 years old now. In a couple years I'll get another one probably, but for now this will do. Seems good now. Of course it's an encoding overload. Oh, I can't downscale it much more than this. Come on. I'm just gonna live and die by this. Yeah, I remember you. I don't have the ice beam yet, so... It says output low, but the stream looks good to me. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Finally, the ice beam is mine. Now I can freeze those rotten bastards. Yeah, full on the mouth was a, what would you even consider them, like? I don't know if I consider them metal or just alternative rock. Because they had a lot of soft stuff. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that they broke up, man, so soon. Had a lot of bands do that. A lot of my bands that I like have done that, it seems like. It's kind of odd. Yeah, they sort of disappeared, man. It's I think that happens a lot with bands. They make like one album and then they're done. But in my mind, they'll always have, I don't know if they just stopped or what, but I know there was a couple brothers in the band, and the other guy was Barancic, was his last name, Andrew Barancic, I think. And one time I had their music on MySpace back in the day. This is a long time ago. And I got kind of a cease and desist from Andrew Barancic, the drummer. I believe that's his name. Whoever their drummer was. But the point is, I had a Facebook page for them. I had their music, or for their songs, because that was the limit back in the day, on MySpace, and I basically got a cease and desist. He was like, I don't know what your fascination is with a band that, you know, made one album and then disappeared. He was kind of a dick about it. I was like, man, at least you made a fucking album. I haven't made a fucking album. And the funny thing is, they were in a video game, a couple of them. Like, that's how people even remember them at all. No, not the Facebook page, the MySpace page. I had a MySpace page. This is like 10 years ago at least, if not more. But I heard their song on Road Rash 64, and that's how I got into them. It was a good album. And I don't know why he had to be such a dick about it. It really made no sense. It's like, who do you care what my fascinations are, you know? He was like, I don't know why you care about this band. It just went away, and then they basically turned off that page. I think he sent something to MySpace and they canceled the page. They shut it down. It made no sense to me. Absolutely none. Like, wouldn't you want to be remembered if you made an album that, you know, was on a video game or two? I did too, man. That's why I have it on my page. It's a good album. It's not bad at all. I don't know why one of their members would be bitter about me having their stuff online. Maybe he's changed his mind since then. But kind of a dick back in the day. Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever that one of their band members would have been mad about it, especially when they don't make any money off the album anymore, pretty much. Like, if somebody's actually selling the album, it's on eBay now. Like, nothing is gained or lost by the album anymore. Like, I could probably put their entire catalog on iTunes and literally nothing would happen. Yeah, that's why I did it. I was like, I want this band to have some, you know, a place, like a go-to place where people can talk about it. And he was just like, oh, I don't know what your fascination is, blah, 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 and, you know, basically had, I don't know if it was his, like, niece or somebody, like, one of his relatives messaged me, too. Yeah, like, people are reselling their albums online, and literally they're not seeing a dime. There's no more money to be made off that album. It doesn't really matter at this point. It's basically left to history. I mean, I know it's copyrighted and stuff, but You know, it's basically in history books now. Like, there's nothing more to be done with that album, so why not let people post it? I haven't, thankfully, been copyrighted for posting it on YouTube. They have not come after me for posting on YouTube yet. And I doubt they will. They probably don't even know about it. Like, they probably literally have no clue that I did that. Did they? That's weird. That's awesome, man. I have to check that out. What's the name of it? Powerbomb. Oh yeah, I mean that's on the album. But so it came out after they broke up? And you know what, man? I tried to make a Wikipedia myself, and they took it down. They're not significant enough, or whatever they call it, whatever their term is, relevant, or what's their term? Cultural significance, I think. If you're not significant enough, they're not going to put you on Wikipedia. I just wish everybody had a chance to make their own wiki page. Yeah, they're not gonna put it on. They're not gonna put that anymore on Wikipedia. You're not gonna see that. Yeah, they made one album and kind of disappeared. I don't blame them somewhat for not wanting to put them on, but they were in a couple video games. I mean, they did have some sort of relevance. Super laggy. Yeah, I saw that they had a Facebook page, but I think I posted there one time about my story with Andrew Barancic. Like, I felt like the story needed to be told. I was shocked. I was like, man, if someone's revering your work, like, who gives a shit? Just smile and say thank you. Like, if somebody subscribes to my channel, I'm gonna smile and say thank you. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, let me look up who... Oh, let me look up their band members. I know there's two brothers in the band, and one of them is a drummer, and the drummer is the one that contacted me. Hold on. Oh, the Mormon Brothers. Okay, John Knox doesn't sound like a name that rings a bell, so it's probably Brancic. I know somebody contacted me. It might have been John Knox, it might have been Brancic. Brancic seems to stand out. Like, to me, that's just the one I remember. It was one of them, for sure. And one of their relatives, too. They basically sent me a big cease and desist. They were like, take this shit off, and I don't get what your fascination with this band is, and blah, blah, blah. And it could have been John Knox. That is my cat, Chally, when he was a kitten. That was the very first night that I had him. So you could kind of say that's him in his most primal form. God, how do I get out of here? He's on a diet right now. He's a fat cat. He's losing weight. I can tell he looks a lot healthier. It's been like 2 weeks. He's looking a lot better. How do I get out of here? I gotta go around. Mother's Day Out is another band that had one album, was broken up really quick. I'm gonna do a documentary on this channel about them sometime soon. I've been meaning to do it. The script's done. My audio recorder, my mixing board's broken. Well, not broken per se, but it's not recording the way I want it to. It won't for some reason. So Mother's Day Out documentary's on hold, but whenever I finally get it fixed, I'll start doing it. They're a good band, man. They were all really young when they made the album. None of them were above the age of 21. I mean, for the music that they pumped out, and from what I know, happened pretty quickly. They didn't spend a lot of time on each song. It's a pretty good album. Given the circumstances, given how quickly they pumped it out, how quickly they wrote the songs. They had a record contract, within like 3 or 4 months of being a band, and only one live performance too. They were impressive. Grapple hook. Ugh. Verdict? What'd you think? Yeah, they're kind of in the different realm than Full on the Mouth. So if you like Full on the Mouth, there's no guaranteed like Mother's Day Out. I'll always defend them because of the circumstances involved with making the album. Rammstein is my favorite band. Fear Factory is probably number 2, but it's always a toss-up between Overkill and Fear Factory. Just depends on my mood, depends on if I'm seeing them like live or something, I'll start listening to them a lot more and I'll be like, oh, I really like Overkill now, and a little bit more than Fear Factory, and then Fear Factory will come along and go see them live, and then they'll take over number 2. But I would say pretty much Fear Factory's number 2 always. Like, if I had to pick, Fear Factory's number 2 in my mind. Like, I don't think Overkill's had quite the impact on me as Fear Factory has. Overkill? I'd go see them both whenever you can. Never seen Mastodon, but I have seen Alice in Chains and Slipknot. Now, don't get me wrong. Ah, crap. I think Slipknot is okay, but the problem with Slipknot was back in the day, like we all, like me and my inner circle of metalhead friends in high school, derided Slipknot. I mean, we absolutely could not stand them. So I lived under the prejudice that they sucked for a long time. And I actually saw them live last year at Chicago Open Air. And the first 3 songs are on, and crap. I'm stuck here, aren't I? I was just like, oh god, this sucks. Like, Slipknot, this is gonna suck. Like, the first 3 songs I think were off their new album, and their new album must suck because they were bad. I just didn't like it at all. So after the first 3 songs were over, it actually got good. I was impressed. I actually liked it. I actually was happy to see Slipknot, and that's something I had to really, like, break out of my shell, I guess, when it came to them. I wouldn't say their show was bad. But in general, I don't listen to Slipknot. I never have. I don't have any Slipknot on my iPod. Yeah, whatever they played off that album was not good. Whew, that was not good. Got it. Now I gotta get out of here. Hallelujah. Yep, Fear Factory is amazing live. I've never said anything bad about them live. Like, I've never had a bad show. The last time I saw them, I believe, was the 5th time I've seen them. And it was great. Both great songs. There's something I'm missing here. Dang it. If you were going to listen to one Fear Factory album, I would definitely recommend, Demanufacture. Great album. Probably my favorite album ever. Yeah, I know Testament is technically number 5 as far as, like, if there was a big 5, they would probably put Testament on there. I get that, but God, Testament live is such a snooze. I prefer Exodus and Overkill over Testament anyway, but my God, is it bad live. They sound like mud live. I mean, it is unlistenable. It's bad live. I probably would put Overkill at number 5 in my personal opinion, but I mean, I feel like Exodus to a certain extent is number 5. I just don't think Overkill got its just due ever. Like, I know they charted pretty close to the top 40, if not in the top 40, with White Devil Armory. But that took, like, almost, I think that took over 30 years for them to do that. So when they finally got their reward, it was like, okay, the band is like 30 or 35 years into their existence, and you're just now making the top 40. Like, that kind of sucks. I feel like Overkill was just so much better than what... I feel like Overkill's probably the best out of the bunch. Because I have heard some really bad Exodus songs. And I've heard some really bad Testament songs. With Overkill, they've always been very consistent. I always looked at them as like the Hank Aaron of thrash metal. Like, they're consistently putting out good stuff. You can say what you want about, like, memorable songs being on their records. They're kind of like Motorhead. They always have, like, a couple good songs on their albums. Ones that you know you're going to listen to over and over again. And then the rest of the album is just kind of a consistent... just consistency and really nothing more than that. Nothing more memorable than that. But at least it's good. At least you can say it was good. Yeah, I miss Lemmy too, man. I actually saw them live in 2012. Thank God, because I would have missed out. I really would have. I'm so glad I got to see Motorhead before he died. Like, that's so good for me. Charge beam. gonna break right now. I'm gonna call it for a sec. I'll be back later.